Yo. What's up? Good morning. Good
Hi.
afternoon.
Good morning, Bob. What's up, man? What's up? Chilling,
Yeah,
chilling.
yeah, yeah.
Just laying back, chilling. Just looking at everybody talking, reading what they saying, people telling their truth. And
Yeah,
I'm glad that mostly Farragut, nobody knew that Farragut was doing it big like
yeah,
that. And
no
I'm
doubt.
glad we get the opportunity to tell what happened to us. You know,
True that. Yo, go ahead. Speak your
my,
truth, yo. Speak your truth.
my truth is, I got a couple of stories to tell.
Oh, we already
You
know
know
that. I'm
about
talking about the one we was just talking about, man, with that happened, you know.
the which one 'cause I just caught a
202,
brain
the
lock.
202. 202 you was telling me about.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, the 202 joint with and which one? Which one with
Whichever one
I
you
don't
could
want to
tell.
say.
Whichever one you feel you could tell, yeah.
Well, I could tell this incident right when and after that stuff I seen with your brother and what 50 was doing. I decided to change my life, and certain niggas helped me do that.
Right,
They helped me learn the street game.
right,
You know
right.
what I'm saying? I got connected with some real dudes. You know what I'm saying? Dude from my building, second floor, everybody know him. You know what I mean? He had 202 locked down when he came home.
Yeah,
He's making plenty of money out of it. I won't say he had it locked down because other dudes was in there too. That was about that life. You know what I mean? It wasn't no real punk niggas in Farragut. Don't get it twisted.
right,
When I
right.
say, you know, that it was another dude from another area in Farragut and something happened to him, I don't mean that Farragut was booty. Farragut wasn't known. Every building had some real men up in there that was doing big things.
Right.
Every building in Farragut. It's 10 buildings. All of them had some real niggas in each building. I
Right.
met them. I got money with some of them. I did other bad things with some of them, some good things with some of them. But it was every building had some big ballers and shot callers. I ain't gonna sit there and say that. But there was other niggas in Farragut too that was trying to be about that life, but they really wasn't. And then they found out the hard way.
Yeah,
You feel me? You mess with certain niggas, they ain't to be trusted.
right.
But I know an incident where one night my god brother he seen somebody in the building pass me something. So he felt, yo, you ain't ready for that, what you doing, eye to eye, and he wasn't supposed to run his mouth. And in the process, he ran upstairs and told a couple of parents that me and my man, I ain't gonna say his name, but you know, basically I ain't gonna say his name because he wasn't, he was about it too. His name, A Love, Amos, Amos, you know what I'm saying? My man Amos from my building. And he told on me and Amos that we was carrying. We was running around projects carrying, but we was only carrying because of the incident that just happened to me when a dude shot somebody in front of me. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna have that happen to me no more. Anybody gonna put that type of fear in me? Now I got a gun, he got a gun. You know what I'm saying? We
Yo,
walking around, but
you ain't
then
gonna be nobody's victim.
nah, I can't be a victim. And I'm
Yeah,
growing up in a neighborhood where I'm trying to do the right thing, but it's so compact and small and so many people in a small area that you're going to end up being a victim or you're going to end up being a warrior. It's either you're going to get swallowed or somebody going to swallow you. It's either one or the other. And I wasn't getting swallowed. I wasn't trying to do that. I wasn't trying to die early. You know what I'm saying? You got dudes running around there doing stupid stuff to get a name, and some of them dudes had no hand game.
yo,
They
let me
had a gun
hold on. Let
game.
me let me cut you off for a second, right? You said you
Uh-huh.
wasn't going to die early, right?
Yes.
Now, does that refer to you having a gun on you now?
Yes.
And
Every day.
you know what's crazy about that? People don't think you can still die with a gun on
Exactly.
you. Yeah, I never thought
Exactly.
about that. As I age, I started thinking because I remember like you automatically think you having a gun almost make you bulletproof.
Right.
You
Right.
wouldn't think that you could
You're
get
not
killed with a
bulletproof.
gun on you.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't have it because I thought I was the man. I had it because of protection.
Yeah,
This ain't gonna
yeah,
happen to me no more. Ain't no dude gonna jump out of no cars and shoot somebody by me, and I can't shoot in the back. I ain't going through that. I ain't getting trapped like that no more. It's the hood. I'm out here. if I stay out here past a certain time, these are the things that's happening out here.
Yo, just like
You know
you
what I'm
said,
saying?
nah, just like you said, that's a scary feeling
Yeah,
to
definitely,
not be able to
definitely.
I had shit pulled out on me before I got robbed, and me not just being able to just fire back or defend my, like, being defenseless. Yo, same shit, yo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm
Same
gonna
shit.
tell you, a dudes can sit back and say, "Man, nigga put a gun on me." What? Man, you lying. You lying. The first nigga put a gun in your face and you ain't and get the drop on you, your heart came out your chest. You just ain't gonna tell nobody. But that's the honest truth. That's what made you started. Like, well, he gearing up. I'm a gear up. I ain't gonna get caught off guard no more. You know what I'm
But yo,
saying? Like people say, if you don't have a plan, you're gonna become a part of somebody else's
but
plan.
let me tell
And
you
50
this.
had a plan.
But let
You
me
know,
tell you
when
this.
he was out there.
Let me tell you this where we differ on that point, because I ain't gonna sit there and say everybody going, some niggas, yo, under that process, yo, they still remain collective, even though they ain't have my gun. Cause yo, it was a real stick up nigga back in the days from Brooklyn. I don't, some niggas might have heard of him. He dead now. I'm gonna say his name. His name is Ron K. Right? My brother had
Uh-huh.
this nugget watch and bracelet. It's like the Wonder Woman shit we used to call him back in the days. You remember he had that shit all diamond out. Yo, he was on
I
Fulton
still got
Street,
the picture.
huh?
I still got your brother picture with that on.
No,
He
you
in the
don't.
picture with
Oh, you
Malloy.
got. Oh, yo, bro, come on. You got to share that fire with me, bro.
Yeah,
Word up.
I'll send it to you.
Uh,
I still got that. He in there with Bubbles too. Little Derek Gary.
oh yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? He used to
Oh,
do this
oh
all the
yeah, that's
time.
right. I got that picture, but
Shout out to Bubbles. You know what I'm saying?
they in
He
front of
stayed around him.
yeah, they in front of the Montero, right?
Right.
That's what
DK Montello
DK Twan, Randy, uh,
and Malloy
and Malloy. Right, and Bubs, yeah.
and Bubbles. It's your brother and Randy Randy, your brother, DK, Bubbles, and Malloy. All three of them. I got a
Right.
flex with that.
Okay.
Your brother got that bracelet on right
Yeah.
on him, and that shit is
So
fat,
look,
yo.
and look, that same bracelet that he got on, that's the shit that nigga Ron K tried to take from that nigga, right? That's like I
Yeah.
say, like when I got the guns pulled out on me before without having nothing. Yo, I just shut the fuck up. Yo, niggas told me to take it off. Yo, you got to take it off. I'm just frozen. Yo, I'm just thinking, damn. But yo, when that dude pulled that Tech Nine, that Ron K. Cat pulled that Tech Nine out on my brother, and this nigga was known for robbery. That's it. Yo, my brother, I wasn't there. This is what my brother told me when he came back. He said, "Yeah, that nigga Ron K. tried to rob me. I'ma see that motherfucker too." And my brother wound up looking for, like, he was looking at him in his eyes, and some kind of way the dude took his eyes off him, and Twan kicked the nigga in his dick
And got away.
and bounced. That's how that nigga still was remaining cool, looking for a way out. Still, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he see one weakness on you, that nigga struck, yo, and he made it up out of there because he said, "Yo, I tried to put that nigga balls in his throat."
Well, I want to tell about an incident that happened with me again. Maybe the project still feel that I did that, but I didn't. I want to clear my name on that. I didn't murder that kid in 202 on the 14th floor. I never touched him. I know he was seen with me last, leaving, getting in the cab that night, but I had nothing to do with that man's body. You understand what I'm saying? I'm glad that certain people know the truth. You know what I'm saying? But real niggas from the projects went and looked for the real murderer while Hickey was locking my ass up for it. You had DK, you had brother Randy, you had Malloy in my building, you had Shoot. All of them didn't even have nothing to do with it, but they was looking for the person that did the real crime instead of locking this kid up for it, knowing he didn't do it. But the police ain't give a fuck. They was locking my ass up for it because 3 or 4 people he's throwing my name out there. Yeah, he did it. He killed him. He was with him last. He grimy. He did it for Malloy and them. I ain't do nothing for Malloy and them like that.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
Even though I was down with the crew, don't make me a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Nigga can't just tell me to do anything and I'm going to just do it. You understand what I'm saying? I got words. I speak about mine. I ain't going to do just what a nigga tell me to do. You know what I'm saying? When I said I'll do whatever Twan tell me to do, that means because Twan put his life on the line for me plenty of times. So I got to do the same. Vice versa. That's what I mean by that. Well, I do anything for my man. If you ain't doing nothing for me, I ain't gonna do nothing for you. You know what I'm saying? That's just logical. But he put his life on the line for me plenty of times, and I ain't even know he was doing it or asked him. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I would do that for him. But yeah, it's plenty of times that I'm gonna tell you about that incident. That night, and this is the honest truth. The kid was 13 years old, when they turning 14. I was just turning 15.
Yeah.
I told him he wasn't ready to do the job like this. He told everybody, man, you getting money and you my friend, you don't want me to get no money. Like trying to flip the shit on me that I'm hating on him because I'm doing it while he can't do it. Then his moms had the nerve to say some shit like that. Like, I don't mean to cuss or nothing because that made me real upset that she flipped at the end. But, you know, they told her the truth. She found out the truth that it wasn't Bam Bam that did that to her son because I would never do nothing to him like that because I liked the kid. That's why I didn't want him to be a part of that life. Because once I got into it, a year later, I was like, oh, shit, this shit ain't for me. But, you know, I'm making money, but it really ain't for, I don't want to be doing this. But I still did it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to back out. But he got green lighted to go ahead and you know, do what he got to do. So I took him. I told him what to do that night. He ain't listen. You know what I'm saying? He broke one of the rules, and somehow somebody got up in there and robbed him and killed him in the process. Now the kid was a smart kid because they never got the money or whatever he had on him because he threw it in a hole that I told him to throw it in if anything happened to you. And so when I went to that hole after they found out that he was dead, I was able to go back there before the police got to me and seeing everything that I gave him is right here. So the dude that came to rob him didn't get nothing. That's why he killed the kid. But the kid was smart. He didn't want to die right there. He left the spot, walked about a couple of blocks and fell and died. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the next morning, I get it. They kicking my door, and this is how my mother found out what I was doing now. She never knew neither. Kicked my mom's door, hickey and them, locked me up, talking about I killed somebody last night. All this, I stabbed the kid up. I'm like, I ain't do that. But I was with the kid that night. He was with me last, leaving Fabric and Project. Now, a lot of dudes was out there running their mouth. I don't know if they wanted to get me off the block or whatever it was. I ain't trying to brag about nothing, but that was wrong. You know what I'm saying? Because I was scared. I was young. And when they locked me up for it, I was like, I ain't even do that. When my Uncle Butch and them came down there with the lawyers and everything, they got me out. You know what I'm saying? Because they really ain't had no proof or no evidence. But at that time, they ran around to find out what really happened. And they found out what really happened. You know what I'm saying? Now, I ain't going to tell y'all the whole story on who did it, because we found out it was somebody close to us. You know what I'm saying? But they did it. You know what I'm saying? They finally came and admitted it and got me out of that beef.
Yeah.
But the project, a lot of people were saying they didn't believe that, you know, even when they found out the truth. Motherfuckers still saying, nah, he did that for Malloy. And man, Malloy didn't get he would never kill a kid. Now, I don't know nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? He never ordered me to do nothing like that. None of none of them dudes in my building, them OGs that was getting plenty of money, ordered a hit on a kid.
Yeah.
I expect some shit like that from 50 Cent, but them niggas ain't do that. You know what I'm saying? They had a little bit morals on what they was doing. They came up by some good women. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't that dirty.
See, most of us came up from, like, we was like just one generation from being from the South, like parents from the South. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
we still hold those morals, that respect, because that's what they taught us coming up. We always greeted,
That's what I try to tell
greeted
you.
people. So yeah, I could see what you're talking about as far as that. They still had a sense of moral, because
Yeah,
today,
they still had that. My mom, man, I was on the block hustling, but my mother ain't know that. And I'm quite sure their mother ain't know that we was the ones tearing up the community, really.
because
You know what I'm saying?
we
Basically,
was
what we're
too,
doing is
we
tearing up
was
our community.
we was almost like the internet compared to with the way they grew up.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And I regret half of it. Now, I hear a lot of people say, I wouldn't change my life. I would. Hell yeah, I would. You know, I don't want to be shooting my brothers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For no corner or street name that's going to still be here when we gone. No, I don't want to be doing that. I don't want to be getting pimped by this government, selling their poison to my people. I don't want to be doing that. You know what I'm saying? I wish I could have did something better, became an architect or something. You know, I wish I could have did that.
Yo, you know what? Yo, it's crazy that you say that, right? Because I be working at a school where kids go to school for you know, for like for medical to be doctors and shit like that, and dentists. And I be looking at all these kids saying, "Damn, what I do to switch with them just to start all over?" You know, yeah, that's
Right,
crazy.
right,
I'll
right.
be right
And
where
then
they at.
I do the
Yeah,
same
for
thing,
sure.
Bob.
But
I'm
hopefully,
right now.
but yo, you know what? The main reason why I be saying got this channel, because, you know, like I said, for entertainment and for younger people or somebody that needs some direction, you know, to listen to what we've been through. and take that opportunity to be like, you know what, that stuff them cats over there is talking, that shit sound gruesome, that shit sound crazy. I don't want to face that. Let me just go ahead and listen to what they say and do it like this,
Right. Man, I remember the big war with No Shit Avenue in Farragut Project. Niggas, a lot of people don't know about that. We go to high school, you got to take the GG train. You got to go through Notion Avenue to get to certain school. Man, we had beef with Woodbury and them too. But we grew out of that because after we got teenage, like 18, 19, we seen each other again. And we was like, that was dumb, man. But we was young. We was warring with each other too. We see each other at school, Eli Whitney, or we see each other at Boys and Girls. We warring, you know what I'm saying? But it was over stupid stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? When we look at it, like even that incident where my man got shot with 50 Cent. Come on, man. You hit that dude and you shoot him. That's stupid stuff.
Yeah. I didn't really. I'm glad I'm glad you touched on that. Because I didn't think about it until I started listening to the interview. It's crazy how, like you said, you hit this nigga. You come around. Now we going deeper into the mind of this little motherfucker, 50 Cent. How he
Right,
was.
right,
Yo,
right.
and how loud he was. How you hit a motherfucker? Get out. What happened to like being sympathetic? Yo, you all right? You know what I'm saying? And your man, he coming from Brownsville, you know what I'm saying? He ghetto type of mentality. He gets up letting them know because he could get up flipping. He the one that's supposed to get up flipping. Yo, what the fuck you doing?
Oh, also didn't mention this.
Hold up,
He
hold up, hold up,
did get
hold
up.
up, but hold up, hold up. But before you say that, that part right there with 50 getting out the car, just smacked the nigga on the bike, and he the one that's the
Straight
aggressor.
smack.
Huh?
Right. And jumped out the car. And I expect him, I thought he was gonna say something like, because this is the catch. I never knew that was 50 Cent.
Oh, okay.
And I've been living in the project. I don't know this motherfucker. I don't hear nothing about this. I'm
Oh,
playing
that's
ball. I
why.
don't know that
That's
guy.
why. Okay, so everything's starting to make sense now. Because that's why when you
Yeah.
said, "Hold up," that's why when you said, "Yo, you a little dude," you didn't even know you was talking to.
I didn't know who I was talking to. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know who the fuck he was. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't know him. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? My man didn't know him. I didn't know him. We're in a basketball world. We ain't in that
yeah,
type of world. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't paying attention to the news. But as soon as he jumped out the car, I meant to tell him this too. My man walked up to him while after he got hit and he said that slick shit. Yo, what the fuck is wrong? He said, what? You saying it's me? It's my fault? My man said, what? I come on. And so slick shit. Yo, what the fuck is wrong? He said, what? You saying it's me? It's my fault? My man said, what? I come on. And as soon as he started walking up to the car, that's when 50 said, I'll be right back.
yeah.
Jumped in
Okay.
that fucking car
Damn,
and
I'm
drove off.
picturing that whole shit, that whole scenario.
Yeah, it's like he
Crime, what
ran.
up,
The,
crime?
the nigga was
I know you know what time it is with this situation. Crime, yeah, yeah. Crime.
yeah. Crime wasn't there at the first part. He
He,
went and got my man. You know what I'm saying? Me and Crime in the school, we're in a class with 7 dudes. We running the school. We doing our thing. They put Miss Townsend on us. Now we can't do our thing. We got to be quiet. We got to sit there. Miss Townsend ain't play no
yeah,
games.
Miss
Miss
Townsend.
Townsend
Miss Townsend was a beef. Shout out, rest in peace, Miss Townsend.
yes,
And
shout out, rest in peace to
Douglas
Miss
in
Townsend.
191.
She changed a lot of our lives.
Yeah,
She woke a lot of us up. You
yeah,
know what I'm
she
saying?
woke
To
us
what
up.
we was
Yeah, you're
doing.
right. She was hard body.
I meant to say that in the first episode. Miss Townsend changed a lot of people's life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
She took me in. She let me spend a night with her. You know what I'm saying? Told my mother, I'm gonna take care of this. He's wilding, and she took me in like a godson. You know what I'm saying? And all her sons was my brothers. All four of them. All four of them. I ain't gonna say their names yet because they still out. They doing their thing. I don't want to put them involved in this, but yeah, all four of the Townsend brothers, they were some good dudes, especially the oldest one and the
yeah,
second one. The last two, they was too young for me to really be with them, but they still knew about me and I knew about them, and they was good to me. When I came in their crib, there wasn't no jealousy and none of that. I spent the night with them. I ate dinner with them. I did homework with them. Miss Townsend was not playing. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? She was going to take one of them children out of that school and make sure you don't fall victim to what's going on. And she did that. You know what I'm saying? She really did that. I'll big her up. I'll big her up for that.
yeah. Rest in peace, Miss Townsend. Yeah.
And I'm glad that CB from 191, because he wasn't no punk nigga neither. I don't mean to say the N word, but he wasn't like that neither. CB was one of those dudes you had to watch out for. He wasn't no sucker. He wasn't no coward. You know what I'm saying? And I'm quite sure he didn't want to probably do what he did, but he got to do what he do. He with a crew and I'm with a crew. If he with a crew, and he got to stand up with his crew. And he did what he did, but he wasn't there when it first happened. He just came for the second round. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like he started anything with anybody. You know, and I ain't saying that because I'm a coward or anything. You know, no, that's my man. I grew up with him. You know, we went to the same school. We was in the same grade. You know what I'm saying? Just so happened when we got to the streets, we was with different dudes. Older dudes, he was over here and I was over there. But that didn't mean, like, he looked at me. He didn't shoot at me. He shot right at that. He ain't shoot nothing. He looked right at me. He knew who I was. And he shoot at me. You know what I'm saying? He's like, and I think that if 50 would have said shoot at him, he probably would have said, nah, him. I'm not. But yeah, I go to school with this dude. No. But he did what he did, and I respect him for that. And he was outside before me. There I go again. I'm in class hanging with my man CB. I don't know what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? These dudes had a mentality of a man before they became a man. You understand what I'm saying? I wish that somebody could have tapped into those mentalities and led them in a different direction.
Word.
They could have been dictators right now. They could have been governors right now.
But you know what? That philosophy right there, not just starting with them dudes, just think like universal from hood to hood, those type of dudes could have been something. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, man.
Word. But
Exactly.
yo,
And I respect my man Curtis. Curtis, I respect him a lot, man.
On that note there, yeah, I'm gonna get ready to take care of some previous things that I had to do, and we're gonna get back up on this. All right, bro.
All right. We got more, man.
Stay
We
up.
got more, man.
Definitely.
People need to hear
We got more fire
about
coming.
character, man. And why we did what we did, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm glad for my life now, and I'm glad I'm not doing that now, and I'm glad you're not doing that. I'm glad we both doing the same thing. We giving back to the community. We telling these kids that's not the right way to go.
Definitely.
That's what I want to leave a message. That is not the right way to go. If anybody tell you could be a millionaire by selling the white powder for the white man, because that's who you're selling it for, because he's going to take everything from you at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You ain't going to have none of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't leave your family and go to jail because they need you on them streets. Your family needs you. You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
so don't be a fool.
Listen to my man Bam. You know what I'm saying? He talking from experience. He been there, yo. Yeah, I'm roll out now, dog. Be easy. I'll talk to you later. All right.
All right.